it just hit my nose.
No, it is kind of like that has nothing to do with the studio.
It doesn't. So we have free reign to talk about it anyway.
Welcome back to another episode of the Auti Show. We're here today with. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Blackkakashi Stone. So you know it's Jodeci, Kakashi, Hate, Blackkakashi, with Talazizia. But yeah, I am an artist. I'm a creative. I'm a digital artist as well as a actor. And I wouldn't say content creator. I just be pulling on my phone. I just be talking.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself. I don't like calling myself a content creator. I just like making shit.
But that's literally what you do. You create content.
I create art. There's a difference.
Art is content. Not all content is art.
Yeah.
But all art is content.
I just don't really like the way how it's. As a person that's always created, as a person who's always been a creative or created.
Mm-hmm.
Having the phrase content creator, just implies that I just don't like the implications of it and like what it. I'm trying not to be elitist with my answer, but I just don't want to be grouped in with like, oh yeah, we also make content. Like, no, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
And a key difference is a lot of artists do not get paid for what they do, and they'll still do it. A lot of content creators. Even if they won't do it if they're not getting paid. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So we have 2 topics to cover today. The first, drum roll.
Go ahead. It's your show.
I can't be the only one to drum roll.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't. Do it.
Okay, I guess.
Relationships.
Wait, you don't want to start out with career first and then lead into relationships?
Why?
Because usually that's what people put forward most of the time. Also,
all right.
It's a little bit of easier choice. Did you hear that?
A dog?
That was a dog?
I don't know.
Oh, it was yeah. Okay, this is our first time ever using the studio, so like we don't know nothing. But like it looks cool. We just walked us in.
It does look cool. Okay, careers. Talk to me.
Careers.
What is your dream career?
I don't really dream of a career. That's the first thing. Because dreaming of labor,
you have to be so literal.
Because that's what it is, right? Dreaming of labor, no thanks. I do have.
You could do your career could be something that you enjoy. It doesn't have to be labor. Sometimes, have you ever heard the saying, "Do what you love, and you never have to work a day in your life"?
Okay, but nobody wants to work a day in their life anyway. So.
Some people do. Some people live to work.
And that's sad. But my point that I'm trying to make is don't necessarily have a dream career. I just want to be able to do all of the things that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem with that is there's only 24 hours in a day. That's really my biggest problem that I've been like facing lately, because of after working the election and everything, and having my political aspirations revamped and being galvanized by working in the political sector, and then now I want to go to the and I still want to continue law, but also I still want to stay like consistent with all my like creative endeavors. It's only 24 hours in a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to be able to do all of the things that I want to do. So I guess my dream would be to create, but also be involved on things in the state and federal level.
So what does that look like? I guess not your dream career, but if you could do something that was fulfilling, what would that look like?
Likely knock out some like a acting, like a appearance of some sort on some sort of production.
Okay.
And continue working on an animation or something like that. Is in once I like do enough work, knock out whatever I would need to as far as like an upcoming Texas legislation sit-in or like a committee of some sort, or a voting or like a Prop B or like a we're just doing different votes that are about to come, doing votes on something that's going to affect Texans' lives or something like that. which is it's eclectic. That's a very an eclectic schedule, but they all garner all my interests. So,
Do you ever want to work outside of Texas?
I have thought about it, but honestly, I don't really feel like I don't want to serve another state. I mean, I'd serve the government, but I don't really want to serve another state. Like, I don't want to. I don't with my skills that I have. I don't really care to like take that somewhere else. Like, I got this way, and I've developed these skills with everything that I do from being here. I want to continue serving my state, and now with the way how things are going right now, other states don't got the problems we got, so they'll be fine. They'll figure it the out. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be cursing. They will figure it out. I promise you, they'll figure it out.
Now you're gonna have to help me edit.
I know, that's why I made a conscious decision of that earlier. I was like, I probably shouldn't be cursing as much, because the more I curse, the more I'm gonna have to help her edit this. So I'm like, nah, I'm just chill. But
1000%. Man, I am thirsty.
yeah, and you can't drink that. But yeah, that's because you were like you ate before you came.
I did.
We stopped in the elote spot, which you
Chef's
don't have to
kiss.
tell me it was. Yeah, you don't have to tell me it was good. I knew it was good about it when I walked in the restroom.
What?
So like when I walked in the restroom just looked terrible, and that's how I knew it was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a good restaurant. Be like, okay, perfect example is like, you know how like the machine where you press down and like the napkins come out, or like the machine where the toilet paper is in, so you have to put the key in to open up to put the roll of toilet paper in. Yeah, they didn't have none. All them shits was broken. It was just tissue exposed to the elements.
That makes sense because you're basically saying where they lack in
Yeah, all that don't matter.
hygiene,
Yeah, all that don't matter.
they're thriving
I wouldn't
in
even
terms
say-
of taste.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say hygiene. It's just like these like little facility things. They don't matter.
Because
You're
they're
here for the
worried
food.
about cooking the food.
Exactly. Don't worry about cooking the food. They don't care about that. Bro, there's toilet paper back there. The toilet clean enough. You can wash your hands. And this is how I knew it was fire. They didn't even have actual like hand soap in the bathroom. They had dishwasher liquid. They had Ajax. So I washed my hands with Ajax after I finished using the restroom. That's how I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a great restaurant. This is like good. They know what they're doing back here. We got off topic with the elote thing, but that's just when it comes down to serving. I mean, I feel like with everything that's going on right now with the political climate and just in the laws that are being in limbo / that are being liberties that are being threatened, other states don't really got the same problems as Texas got right now. So I'm like, I can't really up and leave. Like when I was working the election, I felt like I was working on the behalf of Texans everywhere, Texan women, Texas children, like, you know, all of those people that are going to be immediately affected. So, yeah.
So what's one aspect of law that you feel like needs to be changed in Texas currently?
That's a great question. Since I'm not in law school, I can't really answer that question just yet.
You can have an opinion on something that needs to be changed. Yeah.
I would say that I can't really say what specifically. I really can't.
There's nothing out there that you're like, they need to do that differently. That needs to be reversed.
I mean, probably Roe v. Wade, like how we're interpreting Roe v. Wade. How it was like how the framework kind of got not butchered, but I was like, they did away with it and abortions are legal. But that's one of the main ones right now. And like how this isn't really with law, but just how we're teaching the public education system in Texas. Like, so if y'all don't know, actually I'm gonna run a little experiment. So you know about the Alamo, correct?
Yes.
You know about like Texas history, like, okay, Texas used to belong to Mexico, and then Texans went to war.
I'm not going to lie. That whole story has me very upset.
What you mean?
Because up until maybe 5 years ago, I thought that we won at the Alamo.
Oh, no, they got slaughtered by a
They did.
gazillion angry Mexicans, rightfully so.
They did.
Rightfully
I
so.
thought that monument is there as a, hey, look what we accomplished.
And honestly, it's really funny because when you think about it, like, they like to tell the story of the Alamo of, like, we stood their final ground. I think that lasted, like, 30 minutes.
It did.
Like, it didn't last that long. They got Daniel Boone.
I feel lied to.
Yeah, the coon hat skin, whatever the f it's called, Boone. Yeah, he got
You're going to have
fucked
to
up.
help me edit.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he got messed up. Like all them dudes, they all died like terrible deaths. He was it's yeah, they the way how they tell it. But the originally, so why do you think Texas went to war with Mexico?
Wasn't it over territory?
See, that's what they teach you in like middle school. It wasn't until I got to like college, my first day in class, my first day in college with my college professor, where he said something, and everyone was like, "Wait, what?" You in a classroom full of 300, 400 students. It was like he turned around like, "No." We were like, "Wait, what did you just say?" And he had to repeat it. Mm-hmm. It was in that moment that all 400 of us, growing up in Texas in the public education system, from all over in different parts of Texas, we learned that that day, after learning this our whole lives, we learned that day that Texas went to war with Mexico over slavery. They did not go to war over territory.
How did I know that was you were about to say that? I didn't want to, because it's like, don't make everything about that.
But like that's literally what they would. That's I will never get it. Professor Henderson turned around and was like, "You know, we went to war because of slavery, right? We didn't go to war for anything else. Not
Was it
territory.
a property battle?
Mexico
did not want slavery.
They didn't do slavery. Texas did.
Yes.
So it was like
I forgot. I did learn that in high school. I tuned a lot of high school stuff out.
But when they emphasize and talk about the reason why the war happened, they focus on territories and like, well, no, the territory starts at the Rio Grande River. No, it starts at I forgot what the other river is. The back and forth dispute is like, no, it was over slavery.
It always is.
Yeah, usually you can trace a lot of roots of stuff, like a lot of root issues and conflicts back to that. But yeah, so we got off topic.
We did.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
really
the
know
second time.
It. No, but that's
I'm thirsty as heck.
That's how podcasts are supposed to go. You have to drink that. I'm sorry, dude. My God. Watching you drink it just makes my stomach hurt because I know you're going through it right now.
But, I have nothing else to drink.
What's behind that though? He didn't mention it. He didn't mention it though.
What color are we?
Yeah, that's fair. Just leave it alone. We'll be fine. It's only an hour, and there's water in the car. So
you don't just go explore.
But yeah, so right now, because I'm with everything going on with now the election's over with, I kind of shifted focus back towards creative endeavors. So I'm doing like I just finished a film with Creighton, and we have the other film that we're doing in May, which is I think I told you about.
Can you speak on it?
That's a great question. I don't know if I can talk about because he's been very open with the story, but I don't know if I'm able to talk about it. And if I don't have explicit like explicit like permission from the director, like, oh yeah, you're good, I ain't gonna talk about it. So because it is his story and it's
but is it like,
oh, I could talk about like
it's an actual like it's a go.
Yeah, no, it's a go. Actually, I was supposed to see him on Friday, but I got caught up doing something else, so I wasn't able to come into the city to because he was doing a cinematography class. I wasn't able to come into the city and see him. But that's definitely a go. It's just that right now it's like there's a lot of moving parts because of December, and they have to showcase their film. So basically, how it usually works is with the UT-RTF department, they will showcase the MFA, which is the master's students that in film, the master's like program for film. They will showcase the films that they got cleared to work on. So they have a whole class where they are given a check, and they are also given equipment and crew by the school to go out and shoot whatever film that you want to make. So you get location scouts, a producer, like all this stuff. And they'll go out, and some of the budgets will range. I've heard numbers of like $30,000, stuff like that. You can put up your own money too. But the numbers will range. But yeah, they'll go out, film, whatever, and then that's their project. And they also pay the actors, pay the crew, pay whoever that's involved with it. This year they're doing it a little bit differently. So the type of film that Creighton and I worked on, those are going to be what's going to be showcased, I think, this week. So I actually need to message him about it because I do need to see him because we do need to talk about some stuff because December's about mid-December we're supposed to be discussing the film for May. So
is that your next biggest project?
that is the next biggest project, but the biggest project really was the commercial we did. When did we do that commercial?
Which one?
I can't say the name of the commercial, but
The one you just did?
yes, the one with the
Starts
the team,
starts with the
teams, the league.
starts with a
I can't tell you what it starts with, but
the letter?
the one with the article of clothing that had the collaboration with the nation, huh? Yes, that's still an article of clothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I was supposed to see family. Like that was a very important day for me.
Where was it?
We shot it in Austin. We shot it in 2 locations in
What do you
Austin.
mean you were supposed to see family?
So I was back in Fort Worth.
Yes.
So I was supposed to be seeing my cousin off for the military. So when I submitted for that, they asked for dates of availability.
Mm-hmm.
Now usually, this is a little note for y'all. Usually with when they ask for availability, what I like to do is I like to make sure that whatever dates that they ask that you would need it for, that you put every single day. So that way I feel like it slightly will increase your chances by, okay, you have
It's coming back.
Yeah.
You told them all the days, and they picked the one day
that
you did not tell them.
that I told them like, oh, I can't do that, but every other day,
Yeah.
you got me. And then and honestly, I feel like I could have waged that better as far as negotiations go, because if that was the one day I told you I couldn't do it, then if you really need me for that day, all right then. So,
Yeah.
but
I'm
that's
sure
not
you were
the
their top pick.
Honestly, it was a very, how they did the casting for that was very strange. I'm sorry. How they did the casting for that was super duper weird. It was like, there was me. I submitted I'm so sorry. I submitted the normal way. I submitted it the normal way. Like, okay, I submitted my headshots. And I told you originally when I submitted, they were like, oh, like, ship sailed, like, we'll remember you on the next one. So it was my surprise a couple of days later when they reached back out to me like, hey, we want to book you. Can we hop on the phone for a meeting? So, yeah, I was the only one that went through like a clinical way, of a standardized way. Mm-hmm. Everybody else that I did, there was 3 other dudes that worked that campaign with me. So it was this guy who was just like around, they know him because of where we were shooting at. I can't say where we were shooting at. But let's just say, because I said it was with a sports team. So let's just say his team is always out there. So they was like, hey, you want to do this campaign with us? Sure. The other guy, I think they've worked with him on a previous. Nah, I don't even know where they even got him, but I really don't even know, because we were talking, but I don't even know where they even got him. And then there was another guy, his name, his name was Wolfgang, and he was a pianist. Which is I swear.
What's his real name?
Wolfgang. That's a fire ass name.
What is his real
Wolfgang.
name?
If I pull up the call sheet, his name is Wolfgang.
Are you sure that's not just what he told them?
I swear to God, his first name is Wolfgang.
His mother.
That's not a crazy name.
Him Wolfgang.
That's the name of a composer.
Wolfgang.
Amadeus Wolfgang? Mozart? No. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. You don't know him?
Are you talking about Mozart? Like the Mozart?
Yes.
His first name was Wolfgang?
No. His first name was Mozart, but still, his name, Wolfgang, what's his last name?
I feel like that's setting someone up for bullying.
I mean, in your earlier years, but once you learn the significance of the name, it's kind of like when people are like, people make fun of names all the time, and this is until you grow up later, and it's like, that's the thing, people make fun of names all the time, you grow up later, and then, because it's like, dang, everybody else has these normal names like Jeremy and Scott and Travis and all this other stuff, and you grow up and it's like, I would hate to have one of them names. There's a bajillion of y'all. All y'all running around. I could throw a ball and hit 6 Scotts in the room.
But Wolfgang?
Wolfgang is hard. That's a cool last name.
Sure.
And he's an actual pianist too. The dude I did the campaign with, he actually plays the piano.
Okay, so this Wolfgang person was there.
Yeah, Wolfgang. Yeah, so he was signed. I was talking to him. He was signed to an agency, and I think his contract just ended. But he was in a thrift store, and the person that casted me, the stylist, was in a thrift store looking for stuff to support the campaign. And he saw his look and was like, "Yo, you want to do this campaign with us on, like, what was that? Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. I did that. Yeah, you want to do this campaign with us?" And my thing is like, no, not to be weird or like, okay, pause when I say this. But it wasn't until like I got on set, I was like, I was looking at everyone, I was like, oh, these are good looking dudes. Okay, cool. Like
That
Wolfgang
wasn't a
was
plausible moment.
It's very paused.
That was not a possible.
It was like, it just made me feel like, oh, okay, awesome. All right then, cool. This is my job. All right, cool. So Wolfgang was mixed. The other two dudes were white, but like they had like extremely chiseled jaws, and I know I curse. Like they had like very defined features and stuff, like model features. I was like, oh, okay. Especially Wolfgang had like gray eyes or green eyes.
Okay, this is a very interesting
What?
character. Wolfgang.
No, he's
First
cool.
of all, his name, and now he got green eyes.
Well, he's mixed. I mean, that happens.
Okay.
When I was talking to Wolfgang, though, we did have a conversation about something in regards to, because he asked me if I was with an agency or if like did my agency booking for me, and I was like, nah, I just did it off the muscle. And he was like, I asked him how it was with him when he was working with his agency, and even the dude that like looked the way he did, he was telling me, was like, nah, man, like I'm so glad I'm not with that person. I can't even remember the person's name, but I'm not with her anymore because a lot of times what agencies will do is they'll just sign up everybody. Like, oh, you want to model, you want to act, okay.
Oh, I have heard of that.
Yeah, and then now you got a whole roster of 300, 400 people and only 10 dudes on the actual agencies working. Like, is anybody going to get jobs? Like, what's going to happen? Like, I keep seeing we get new member, new face, this person representing, all right, cool.
So you've never
Who's
had
working?
someone represent you? Like,
Nah, I represent me. Just because of that, like that's scary, and I'm like the idea of putting my fate in somebody else's hands is kind of, if I control everything, if I fail, it's on me. Just suppose if it's on somebody else, it's like I gave them that power to do that. So yeah, like all them people on the wall or all these people on the Instagram, everybody getting signed, everybody.
it
named
sounds like that modeling agency, Paige Parks.
Paige Parks. I've never heard of that.
Oh, well, you're not a Houstonian.
No, I'm not.
I think they're big in Houston. Like, I think in high school, just about any time someone said they were a model, they were with Paige Parks. But they definitely had a type.
Yeah.
I tried to model at Paige Parks. I got rejected.
That'll happen.
They said I was too short.
Oh, that'll happen. That's honestly, you're pretty tall, so but that's like women's standards, no offense, no misogyny, but you're pretty tall.
I am 5'6".
That's up there.
Not really. I mean, it used to be. I feel like back in high school.
Yeah, nowadays, oh, never mind.
Now I feel short. I used to play volleyball, but these days I wouldn't even make the position that I was originally playing.
Why do you say that?
You have to be tall to play front row.
Oh, you were front? Oh.
Your girl was an outside hitter.
I was gonna say were you a striker, my bad. You just told me what you was.
A striker?
Ain't that what they call it?
They're hitters.
Oh, it is. I didn't know.
Middle hitter, outside hitter, right side.
I mean, I don't play volleyball, so. But still, yeah, that's just my fear of like. That was my fear. So when he was telling me that, I told him, yeah, I don't really. I do miss a lot of things because I'm not with an agency, but at the same time, I put my focus in the idea of not the idea, but I put my focus / not even my focus. I make connections and friendships, legitimate friendships. It's a keyword because I'm networking. No, I make friends with people. I make friends with people that are at different production teams and production agencies. Shout out to Bear, love you guys. Yeah, I make friends with the people that sometimes a lot of times production teams end up handling casting.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, that's my way of how I sidestep a lot of that. Because you do, to a certain extent, you do have to go through an agency or with a casting agency or whatever. But you can sidestep that by, if the director knows you and knows of your work already, it's like, yeah, I mean, y'all can send in people, but I already got somebody in mind for this. So, like, and
that's such a waste of people's time.
It is, and that's exactly how I got that Netflix movie.
By wasting people's time?
No. Well, he wasted people's time. I got it because of work that I did outside of the realm of being with an agency, but just doing good work and working with directors.
So you're saying you were already offered the position and people were still auditioning?
Yes,
that's
100%.
so sad.
For like a year. You know what's so funny about that too?
That's sad
for them. You know what's so funny about that though? They were trying to get in contact with me for like a year and a half. So like they were auditioning people knowing they wanted me. So people were coming in hoping that they get this part. Meanwhile, it's like, okay, but this is the guy who we want though.
That's rough.
And you want to know what the worst part is? I just wasn't answering the phone.
So you're telling me they halted production for a year trying to get you?
They didn't halt it. The first couple months, they were like, okay, we can't get him. Let's move on. But every person they were seeing was like, we want Tyler Zizio, though. That's pretty much how it was going.
Why did you not answer the phone?
I didn't know, like, I wasn't too sure about, at the time, I was trying to move away from certain type of roles. It wasn't until I learned later on what it was. And on top of that, they hit me through the Instagram DMs. A lot of people get like very big. People get huge opportunities from Instagram
like a
DMs.
Scammer.
But it's like, I'm not saying it was a scammer. It was just like I just didn't know the size of the production and what I was signing on to be a part of.
When I get a random DM, I just automatically think it's a scammer.
It's a scammer, like it's like some small, like not something.
Yeah.
How often is like, oh yeah, we have this full blown production of a movie that's going to have an entire nationwide release and release on all digital streaming platforms.
And you're getting it.
And also commercials like on TV, like how in like commercial, like marketing, like all that through your DM. Like how often does that happen?
That needs to come through an email.
That's what I'm saying. Like they could have emailed me or something, but like,
I wouldn't have responded either.
It was like, I don't know what happened. I know what happened. I was upset about some relationship stuff. And so when I seen the DM, because he had the casting agency, hey, Gerard Clark, that was the person who was in charge of casting for this film. When he casted me, he had messaged me like again. Mm-hmm. And we started talking. I was like, all right, send me the script. He sent me over the script. I was like, cool. So we got on the phone and he started talking. Like the moment he started talking was like, oh, so this is big and this is big. Okay, it's pretty big. And he talked about the day rate and like all this other stuff. And it was like the negotiation. Like I could say the number now, but he was like, so look, like, cause actually this is going to be a little lesson for y'all if I want to get into acting. The reason I got a big number, and the reason why I got a big number, ironically enough, is because I accidentally held out by not responding. And they were getting closer.
So you got a better deal by not responding.
And they were getting closer and closer to production, too. And on top of that, when they got me on the phone, I was like, I don't know if I want to sign on to do it. Mm-hmm. Like, because I legitimately just didn't know if I want to sign on yet. Like, I just didn't know if I wanted to do it or not. Mm-hmm. And he was like, we will up the pricing. So I was getting more opportunities and more, like, benefits just by saying no. They kept upping my rate. And by at this point, we at $15,000. So I'm like, okay, I'll think about it.
What?
Wait, what?
You got paid 15.
I was supposed to. The film had went through, but that's what I was projected to make.
Is that the one that you were very upset that didn't go through?
Yes. I don't know if I ever told you that. I never talked about it.
You never told me how much you were going to make.
Oh, yeah.
That's insane.
And this was low budget, by the way. And I wasn't.
15 grand?
I was a third one that's like, you know how like there's a main character, and there's like the best friend, and then there's like, you know, another best friend, and then there's like the love interest. Like, so like it's organized in credits. Mm-hmm. So I was like second or third on the list, and that's how much I was getting paid. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't imagine what the main character was getting paid. Mm-hmm. But how they did casting for that was so weird. Like, nobody half of them went through an agency, and the other half was like they just kind of found him off the street. Like the main character was just he's South Sudanese, and he's from Oregon. Oregon.
Oh.
And
It's like Warden.
Oregon, I think, or Nebraska one. No, it's Oregon. Portland. Yeah, Portland. I'm sorry. And
That is Oregon.
okay, Oregon. I'm sorry.
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. Yes. Or no, I'm sorry. He's from Seattle. I apologize. He's literally from. I swear to God, he's from Seattle. How they found him? They were looking for a South Sudanese kid to play this film.
Mm-hmm.
A friend had a sister who was like, "Oh, my brother's South Sudanese." They flew to Seattle. They flew to Seattle, met him. He didn't, terrible actor. They was like, we can pay for his classes. Let's fly him to Texas, pay for his classes, pay for his food, pay for his per diem, pay for his hotel, all that, to do this film. Mm-hmm. So that's how they were doing the casting. Mm-hmm. Me, Instagram DM, because they see me and Benny's Got a Gun, but still.
Who was that with again?
Joey Hunt, the director?
Yeah.
Joey Hunt of The Bear.
Wait.
I ran into him at ACL.
Who was the lead guy?
His name, me and
No, the song. Who made the song?
Blackkakashi and Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I met him. I'm taller than him. But
Benny?
yeah, but that don't matter because when he got out the car when we was in Atlanta, all his jewelry was like hidden. So it was like, it don't matter if he's taller than me. He's clearly got more money. I'm taller than him. He's got more money than me. So
But then if it was hidden, how did you see it?
you barely could. You literally couldn't like look. You can see how bright these lights is. Imagine like you staring into them, and like they leave like an imprint on like your eyes or whatever. Like that's how it was looking at his jewelry. You couldn't look at his jewelry for too long.
Dang.
Yeah.
Talk about first world problems.
Mm-hmm.
Being blinded by jewelry.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how that goes. So I say I like to say casting can be weird. You can go through an agency, you can go through your agent, whatever, or you could be in a thrift store one day and a person that's doing that style of work campaign is like, hey, yo, I like your look. You want to do this modeling campaign for us?
That's how you got a gig?
No, that's how Wolfgang got the gig.
Oh.
I submitted. Wolfgang was just in the thrift store chilling.
I still couldn't even imagine what it was like when he was like, what's your name? Wolfgang. I might have just turned around and walked out because I would think you're lying.
That's fair.
Wolfgang?
That's fair.
I mean, that's a nice name, but different.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Would you name your kid Wolfgang?
Yeah, because I mean, at that point, you're literally destined for greatness. Your name is great. You have nothing else to do but be great. You can't be an average named Wolfgang.
I just realized I've been thinking Rich Gang.
Okay, well, that's pretty limiting. There's a lot of, you'll be very limited what you can do with that.
I was thinking about Rich Gang. Rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan.
Indeed. His name is Wolfgang though. So
okay.
But yeah, so yeah, that's why I'm not with an agency or anything. At least not until I want an agent. I've always said that. I never want an agency. I want someone who can dedicate time directly to what we have going on over here at our operation. And I don't want to be a list on a name, like a name on a call sheet of a bunch of other actors and models that we're all getting sent on the same jobs. And
you just don't want to be another drop in the bucket.
I don't. It's kind of like signing to like a music label or something like that. Like I don't want to do that, so I'm good on that.
That makes sense.
Yes, yeah. So, and not to mention we keep the money. We don't get to share with them.
Oh, right. Because with
they have a fee.
A percentage.
Mm-hmm. And with us, nah, it's just like, okay, we get paid, then I'll pay you, and then we just move on to the next thing.
If that's the case, I would stay independent.
Yeah, you find jobs. The jobs are easier to get, though. Mm-hmm. That's all. The jobs are just way easier to get. Access to jobs are way easier. So I have a friend, Will. He literally just signed to a modeling agency or acting agency, one or two. He just did a commercial for Dollar Shave Club.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other day. And that was his first. We had been talking about acting for a minute. We went to DreamCon and everything. We went to like how to break into the acting industry. He really wanted to do it. He signed with his agency. He even vlogged him going out onto his agency, signed with his agency, and then boom, like a couple of weeks, probably a couple months later, boom, he just did his first commercial, Dollar Shave Club. So I was like, all right, bet that's.
So it sounds like that worked out for him.
For him, but like not everybody gets those types of stories. Yeah, I don't want to. I can't risk my future career on likely getting something like that. Nah, I'd rather just maintain all the autonomy. So, yeah.
Well, I would love to go into a new segment. It's called Hot Takes with Auti. Are you ready? This will be real quick.
Okay.
As long as you can answer them appropriately.
Okay.
Question number 1. Pineapple on pizza.
Oh, I love that.
Okay.
I have 3 boxes of pizza in my fridge right now. All of them have extra pineapple on it.
I was worried we were going to have some conflict. So, okay. That's the correct answer. That's the only answer. Pineapple on pizza. 2. Should people still care about degrees in a world of influencers and entrepreneurs?
I mean, that's up to you. I feel like that's up to you.
And let me rephrase it. Do you think
degrees,
it's still held
Yes.
to a certain...
Yes.
Okay.
It 100% is. But then again, it depends on how you care. It depends on, I guess, that society's perception on education. And a lot of people have a focus on money right now. So let's get that straight. A lot of people have a focus on money, not, with what we live, obviously you gotta, but there's definitely worth in an education. Like I've always believed that, and I will believe that forever and trust it on my children. Like, yeah, education is extremely important. Just because, like the world of influencers and the different methods of one can do to make money is so awesome, but we need people that specialize in what they do. So yeah.
Are we too forgiving of influencers when they mess up, or do we hold them unfairly to high standards?
Nobody cares.
What do you mean?
Nobody gives a and no one cares unless maybe you're black. That's different.
There's a whole cancel culture.
Yeah, there's a cancel culture, but it's not real. So let me get this straight. There's because here it breaks down to 2 schools of thought. One, a lot of people never stop watching the individual. Like it's a small sector that not a small sector. There's like half of a sector that will stop watching the individual, but the other half would just do the shit in secret.
But those people aren't putting money in their pockets.
But they're watching them, and watching views equates to money. Watch times, monetization, on YouTube, like all of this.
You can't get monetized if only a couple hundred people are watching you.
And that's the thing. Have you seen these people that done egregious things that still keep getting? Somebody's watching, hundreds of thousands. Somebody's watching them, and if it's not you and I, who is?
Yeah.
And then the other half is there's this influencer that did this thing that I never heard of. I'm gonna hop on a bandwagon on not watching them, even though I never watched them in the first place. And never heard of them till now.
James Charles. Multiple times.
Yeah, I'm like, and not to mention, 9 times out of 10, they're at a point now where they have accumulated so much money and wealth.
They don't
really even need your views.
Yeah.
Shane Dawson, he gets canceled. He gets canceled every single week. And
you know what?
And you've seen that man's house.
You know what? You're right. Just because I would say
I will say the only time I've ever seen cancel culture actually work is when it comes down to influencers is on black creators.
No, because the person I was about to say as a perfect example to prove your point is R. Kelly. Everyone still mess with Robert, even if it's down low.
I mean, they still like his music, but he's still in jail. He didn't really get canceled by the public. He got canceled by the United States government.
But I'm saying there was a point in time where, like, right after he got arrested again, everyone was like, oh, not going to listen to him.
But they still do.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's foolish. No one cares. It's cool to care, though. So it's like, I'm going to, say the thing on the social media.
And his documentary kind of, you know, shifted people a little bit, but then it was.
I also I don't put a lot of stock into celebrities like that. So, I also, it just, people's, especially black people's commitment to Robert Kelly is just always very strange to me. Cause like,
It's like a cult.
it is. It's like, I mean, bro, he can sing. Okay.
Yeah.
I know a lot of can sing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, and also just real quick, this man eats McDonald's every day and can't read and write. So.
Who?
You didn't know R. Kelly he eats McDonald's. When he was a free man, he would eat McDonald's for almost every meal. And he can't read and write.
I did not know this.
He was illiterate.
Oh, I hope they're teaching him in prison.
Actually, you know they have programs in prison. They probably are teaching him how to read in prison.
I know they have libraries.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know how to read.
How did he not know how to read? But how did he read his music?
Because. Well, you can feel music, but like sheet music is different because it's not letters. It's like, they're notes.
So he could read notes before he reads actual letters.
If he was reading notes, but even that's a stretch because you got to have I don't know if you ever read sheet music, but it's difficult. But R. Kelly though, like when you are at a level of where you are so skilled at something and it generates so much attention, hysteria, being a celebrity and income, especially income, there are so many people around you that will facilitate your everyday needs for you just so you can focus on being the breadwinner for everybody. Conversely, they will also excuse and sometimes facilitate and aid in the egregious things that you do because you are who you are, i.e. why he was able to do what he was able to do for so long.
I could name 5 people. I mean, they're kind of controversial, so we'll leave that alone. This is only...
But it's like... Because my thing is with that is, he shouldn't have been the only one that faced any sort of jail time. Because he wasn't able to do that on his own at all. He can't read and write. How was he able to even talk to these? And on top of that, you're a mega star on a global scale.
But don't you feel like people have canceled Diddy?
Well, I was never listening to Diddy, so that was the first
No, I was never listening. But I mean, the fact that, you know, all of his egregious stuff came out, I don't think there's anyone that supports him anymore.
I feel like the people that now they don't support him, but I feel like there was things that he was doing. It isn't now that it's plastered on the public that now it's like, oh, okay, yeah, like
we don't mess with him.
We don't mess with him. But behind closed doors, when it was still, if you were in the know, if you knew, you knew. If you were like within that sector of Hollywood or in the entertainment industry, as long as it didn't necessarily affect you, it was a lot of people were okay. They weren't okay with it, but they were okay with it. It's cool. I'm gonna still stand next to them, take a picture because I want the look of being next to Diddy, even though I know what he be doing behind closed doors and all this other stuff. So, yeah, it's still though. Like, I mean, yeah, I feel like our generation canceled him, but also we wasn't really alive to see the impact of Bad Boy. So all that stuff is lost to us. We don't care about that. Like, yeah. So
since we are almost out of time, I wanted to hit on relationships, and I wanted to hit on where you are, what phase of relationships you are in your life in terms of, I know you're kind of transitioning into finding your career. So how do friends fit into your life at this moment? How do love interests fit into your life and family?
Relationships in general?
Yes, relationships in general. Where do you place them in terms of priority while you're trying to figure out your post-grad career?
Now, they're a very high priority because for a big portion of my life, because it was always there, I've always treated it as a luxury. Never doing that again. I always treated it as a luxury, as something that was expendable. So, and as a result, I made a lot of bad decisions I can't come back from. And so now, my family, my friends, all like anybody that I deem their relationship to be something of substance, or like I love them. It takes more priority than anything else. There's a reason why I was talking about like, oh, I told that production, look, this day is important to me. I didn't tell it was important to me, just like I can't do it. My cousin never told me like, bro, you're fine, like go do it because this days we're doing this, that, and the third, then I wouldn't have did it. So yeah, that's nowadays. Ironic enough, I didn't see such great prosperity until I made that shift of putting my friends and family as a focus in my life over everything else.
Wait, so you saw more prosperity after you prioritized relationships as opposed to putting them on the back burner?
Lejo. When my focus was on my family, when my focus was on the loss of someone, when my focus was on being intentional within my relationships that I have, when my focus was on being there for my loved ones' emotional stimulation, their emotional development, and being there for whatever they have going on with their lives, ironically enough, is when I just started getting stuff like Benny's Got a Gun, Netflix movie, different opportunities with acting and modeling and meeting people and going different places and all this other stuff. You just reminded me, I need to send that email to Sasha.
Sasha who?
Sasha Stone.
I just wanted you to tell the camera that.
You don't know.
This man is networking.
Actually, I didn't really network. I'm a legitimate fan of him, so I told him, and then we just exchanged contact information. If y'all don't know who Sasha Stone is, Sasha Stone, right now he is the current manager of Tory Lanez, but he also is in charge. He's not in charge, but he has contributed and aided with so many different festivals / acts that have came through the Austin, Texas area, South by Southwest, Jambalaya, what else? I guess Rolling Loud, Austin, like anything that you can think of. He's also done a lot of work to make sure that Dreamville Fest went on without a hitch. Anything that you can think of that goes on in the industry with regards to like festivals and stuff, specifically for Texas or the Southern market, he's more than likely has helped greatly in contributing. He went to UT, go Longhorns, and right now he's on the Kehlani Crash tour. So, and I didn't get to see him when we were at ACL.
Didn't you say you were in the bathroom or something?
No, I was backstage with Joey and my friend Peter. Yeah, okay. We were backstage, and then we left backstage. We were backstage, and then Tyler Creator was about to come on because Chapel Roan was doing a set.
I just want to let y'all know this man probably waited a good year just for this moment.
I did. And honestly, because I knew Kehlani was coming, and me and Sasha had talked about it in the email. And I was like, bro, I'll see you out there. I can't wait. Because he knows I'm a big Kehlani fan. And then...
The biggest.
And, like, they moved us to the front because we couldn't be backstage no more because Tyler was about to come on. So I'm stuck in the... I didn't know how at Chapel Roan. I didn't know about our audience. So I'm stuck trying to push through this sea of, like... warriors, let's say women warriors. I'm trying to push through so I can get out, so I can get to the other side of the ACL park so I can see Kehlani perform. And by the time like I've got back there, she was performing After Hours. That's the very last song, the most popular song on her Crash album. Mm-hmm. I missed it. And Sasha emailed me like that night. He was like, how'd you enjoy the show? I was like, yeah, I missed it. So... Because I thought with us being backstage, I was like, I could finagle this to get backstage with Kehlani.
You thought you were about to meet her again?
Not meet her, because I wanted to just see Sasha before he left again. Because they were about to leave to go to Houston the next night. So, yeah. Because, tour is crazy. Like, I'm learning more and more being around artists just how exhausting tours can be. And as an artist, like, I mean, as a actor, I work for X amount of days and then I'm off. But, like, they're gone for months at a time, not with their families. Like, in every single night, it's a different city. You don't really get a lot of freedom to even do what you want in that city either. Because you have to be here for sound check. You have to go to the hotel, relax, all this other stuff. And then you have to be there at a certain time if you're, like, committed to the crowd. Some people are always late. Just is what it is. But... yeah, there's the openers, and then you got to go on to your set. 9 times out of 10, you got to be in the next city the next morning. So y'all are leaving immediately to get on the bus to go to the next city. So you don't get a lot of freedom. But don't even get me started if you got a walk-through schedule. Like, after we do this show, this club up the street is paying us $50K for a walkthrough or an appearance. So now you got to go to the club.
Getting $50K just to walk, just to breathe,
just to sit in there. But
just to exist.
Or like throw an after party or something like that at the club and they paying you X amount of dollars. And it's like, but I'm tired. We just got off the road.
We might be tired, but we tired and working out with $50K.
But like
I'm gonna sleep on the plane.
Well, you gotta think about it. You do it, and you gotta immediately get on the bus, get to the next city, and then do all that all over again. So you're not really sleeping. Like you may get 3-4 hours of sleep, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot. Like 2 is a lot on an artist, and I understand that.
I can see
especially if they're doing a world tour.
I can see it.
Yeah, it's Black Odyssey he did the North American tour, and then he did Europe, and I think he did a little circuit in Africa. I was like, God, I meant to ask him, how do you do that? Like,
Africa?
Yeah.
Wait, who did you just?
Black Odyssey.
Okay, I thought you said someone else.
I'm sorry, Juwan. No offense. I know you. I'm just gonna call you Juwan. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
But I got way off topic.
You did.
Relationships.
Yeah.
I prioritize. I got all this stuff that's happened in my life, and everything I just talked about was because I feel as though I made the great shift at some point to relationships being at the forefront of the focus of my life. And from the foreseeable future, that's what it's going to be forever. Because all these opportunities, and all I do is when I'm gone or when I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I'm checking up on, I'm watching what my friends are doing or watching what y'all are doing. Like even when I was going for the Netflix film, and I knew that there was stuff going on with the Piron, it was like, man, I still wanted to be there to check in and like, check on y'all, see how y'all was doing. But I knew I had a job to do. It was like, man, like I'm gonna knock this job out so I can come home and be with my friends.
Yeah, there was like a long period of time you were gone. I didn't even. Because flew.
We started production at a week of spring break, and spring break happened, and then. So for 2-3 weeks I was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Dang. Well, I guess I would love to end on what's next for you. What are some personal goals as well as career goals?
So for right now, I've been stuck. My career goals have been for like at the front of my mind for a minute now. I ain't trying to really think about my career goals. I know they're gonna come regardless. And with everything I've talked about, y'all can clearly tell I'm involved in a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. So like at this point, I'm involved and I'm not gonna stop doing it. So clearly, I guess the only thing to say is that stuff we have that we can't really bring up. Or yeah, you could blur that out. Okay, yeah. That and then there's Crane's film in May. And that's going to require a lot. So I'm kind of been chilling. Whatever commercial work I pick up in the meantime. Like I said, the campaign just came out of nowhere. So was not expecting that. It's usually how it is, though. You don't really expect it. You just wake up like, hey, you're booked. Like, oh, okay, cool.
I'd love to wake up to your book text.
Yeah, or sometimes it's like, sometimes you wake up, you don't get anything. They just move on. So a lot of times you wake up, you don't get anything. Yeah, you submit and you never hear from them again. Well, as far as my personal goals, is to continue to be intentional and present in all of the relationships that I have within my life, friends, family, being there for people, and continuing to just help. Also, want to do a lot more community work. I did community work today, which is why I'm super tired. Mm-hmm. Doing more community work. And just helping wherever I can, whether that's my friends and family or just a random person off the street, just helping people. I got a lot of stuff going on that side of my life, the career side. So I feel like it's only right to at least, give some of it back, whenever I can. And today I just so happen to have the entire free day to do so. So I was supposed to do it on Saturday, but we went to the thing in San Antonio with Yancey, so yeah, he got second place.
Yay!
So yeah, and that killing Wingstop. He had nothing but chicken breast and rice.
As he deserves.
Yeah, so he finished his before me and Deb did. So yeah.
As he deserves. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on today, being my special guest, and hopefully we hear from more of you in the future.
Yeah, it's also really weird because, like, we talk on the phone a lot about different things. So this was just like a phone call conversation for us. It just without cell phone. But yeah.
I'm glad you're enjoying that water.
I am.
That's all because I don't know if y'all know.
Saps.
Y'all just gotta, what is the word? Y'all gotta experience it for yourself. It's a very acquired taste and an even less acquired smell.
If I tell you what nothing. If I tell you what that smells like, it's highly inappropriate. But it just doesn't smell well to put up to your lips.
Okay.
It's just like, oh my God.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna end on that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't drink saps. Just leave it alone. I'm sorry. We don't like saps. You can drink whatever you want, though.
We're very acquired taste.
I'm not. You don't need an acquired taste to drink Sprite. You just drink it.
Okay, my bad.
This is just...
My bad. This is just... It is what it is.
He had a whole fridge full of things. That's why I was like, bro, like, you drinking these? Who's drinking this? There's a reason why the water was like, there was only one left. But all these... That should have been our sign, actually. You got all these things in her, but one water bottle left?
Oh, man. Why didn't you acknowledge that before?
What you mean? I didn't really catch it till now, but like, there's nothing else in there. But all them things are in there.
No, we set ourselves up for failure.
Yeah, we did.
That's all that was. Bye.
Bye.